Hey, Wambo World Entertainment, and we have some new casting news regarding the Highlander starring Henry Cavill, which at the moment is on hold because he injured himself. Actually, it seemed to be quite a bad injury. He did post a picture on Instagram of himself with some poem written on it, and he showed, I thought it was an injury to like his arm or something. It was an injury to what appears to be his ankle, and it's pretty, messed up. So I don't think this is going to be a super quick heal for him. So it kind of gives them time to tweak things, I suppose. But yeah, it was a stunt, I believe, or an action scene that he injured himself on. But they now have cast his brother. So let's have a look at this. WWE superstar Drew McIntyre has been cast in Amazon MGM's Highlander reboot. According to Deadline, McIntyre will play Angus MacLeod, the brother of Henry Cavill's Connor MacLeod. And for anyone not familiar with the WWE and Drew McIntyre is in fact Scottish. Not like pretend Scottish, he is actually Scottish. So the addition of McIntyre, who happens to hail from Scotland and who uses a sword as part of his WWE gimmick, I don't think he uses a sword anymore, brings a new family element to the story, expanding on Connor's clan in ways not fully explored in the original 86 film. Angus MacLeod, described as Connor's brother, could provide the reboot with more emotional depth as it builds out the Highlander mythology. Of course, depending how much of him is in there, and his WWE schedule could impact that, probably not, but they'll just write him off TV for a few weeks, and that'll actually tell you how much he's in the movie, depending how much time he's away from WWE. So it continues saying anyway, in the original 86 movie, Angus MacLeod is the cousin of Connor MacLeod, who serves as the clan chief, played by James Cosmo, and was killed by the Kurgan. So that could mean it's possibly we'll see Drew McIntyre versus Dave Bautista in the reboot. Okay, bring on the SmackDown, I suppose. Henry Cavill leads as Connor MacLeod, joined by Russell Crowe as Ramirez. Dave Bautista, also a former WWE superstar, as the villainous Kurgan. Marissa Abella, I think is how you pronounce it, in a new lead role as a new immortal. Karen Gillan as Heather, the mortal wife of Connor MacLeod, and I can never pronounce this dude's name. Daimjun Honsu as Max Zhang. I always butcher his name. I can never pronounce it right. Speaking of names you can never pronounce right, with Chad Stahelski directing, the film is expected to blend the epic scale of the original with influences from the popular Andre Paul TV series. So McIntyre's casting comes as production on Highlander has been put on hold. Cavill recently confirmed he injured his ankle during training, posting photos on social media. The setback has pushed filming back to early 2026. So there's right when I said it didn't look like it was going to be a quick heal for him. So this isn't the first time Cavill has dealt with an on-set injury. Back in 2021, he suffered a hamstring injury while filming The Witcher Season 2. Despite the delay, Cavill has emphasized that Highlander remains his main focus, calling it a project he's extremely excited about. I also think it's funny that they're saying that really didn't interfere with filming on The Witcher. Of course it didn't. He was barely in it. He was playing The Witcher that the show barely had The Witcher in. So United Arts, under Amazon MGM Studios, holds the full rights to the Highlander franchise. In addition to the movie reboot, there's potential for spin-offs, including a possible new TV series. That's the first time I've heard this news now. The original 86 film starring Christopher Lambert and Sean Connery became a cult hit and inspired multiple sequels and the long-running Adrian Paul series. And the less about the other movies, the better, because they were all, especially the second one. Woo! When you see weird futuristic immortals on basically hoverboards, it's like, good God, what was the decision made here? It was weird, to say the least. Any of you guys ever actually watch the other movies? And then, like, if you did you actually enjoy them? I know some of them have a bit of quirkiness to them, and they're kind of that, it's so bad it's good. Like Highlander 3, which is, what was it called? It was something Warriors. I can't remember. It was more like magic and stuff. That one kind of had a bit of a charm to it. It's still dog shit, but it had a charm to it. The other bunch were weird. And then it got confusing because they were like, they finally made like the TV series and the main movies cross over. And if, I suppose, should I spoil it? I mean, they're bloody decades old at this stage. I may as well. When, what was he called in the series again? Duncan MacLeod. When Duncan beheads Connor, because Connor lets him. He tells him he has to do it because there can only be one and he'll get all the power. I think that was the one called Endgame as well, wasn't it? Which actually had WWE superstar at the time anyway, Edge in there, Adam Copeland for people who don't know. And that was meant to be the very last movie, and then they seemingly kept making more movies. It was like, this is weird. And they were all kind of starting to do that weird soft reboot shit. Kind of like Universal Soldier did. Did you ever see the other Universal Soldiers with both Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren? We're like, how the hell is Dolph Lundgren back in it? And then you watch it and you're like, this has absolutely nothing to do with the original movie. And then there's another one with the two of them in it, and you're like, this doesn't even have anything to do with that other one that had nothing to do with the original. Well, it was weird. They went off the rails as well. There's also, if you didn't know, sequels to Universal Soldier that aren't even actual, like, official sequels. They're, like, called Universal Soldier 2, 3, and I think there was a fourth one that, like, they were meant to be the direct sequels to those, but they were actually, like, non-official sequels. It was so weird. I remember going in and seeing the Universal Soldier 2, and I was looking at the box, and the first thing that struck me was like, where's Van Damme? Because I remembered seeing the trailer for it, and it was Van Damme and Michael J. White. And I was like, whose name at the time I didn't actually know. I knew him from Spawn, but I didn't know his name. And I was like, wasn't Van Damme meant to be in it and fighting a big black dude? And then you're looking at this box, and it was all these white people, and I was like, what the hell is that? And then I saw Universal Soldier 3 beside it. I was like, wait a minute, what the hell? And then later on, there was the actual Universal Soldier 2 with Van Damme and Michael J. White. I think Goldberg is in that one as well, Bill Goldberg. Either way, how the hell did we go down this road? We were talking about Highlander. Either way, Highlander. Changing Angus MacLeod to Connor's brother instead of his cousin. Okay. Depending how much time Drew McIntyre is away from WWE, if he's away at all, will let us know just exactly how much time he will have in the movie. Because, like, if he's gone for a week but he's back on SmackDown or something a week later, like, I suppose he's wrapped. Depending where they're actually doing the shows and stuff, he could have time to go back and forth, whatever. Good casting, you know. He's actually in a movie right now with Batista, where he plays a Scottish hitman with another dude who's Scott, and, like, you can't make out a word they're saying. They're, like, pissed all the time, but they have such a strong accent. You're like, what are they saying? That's the joke. I can't think of what the movie is called. It's alright. It's on Amazon if you want to check it out. Can't remember what it's called, but Batista, he's an assassin who wants to quit, or he wants to top himself, so he hires the other assassins to come take him out, but then has a change of heart because he falls in love. And Drew McIntyre is one of the assassins, so he's a good choice to play this character because it's probably not going to be a massive role. Overall, let us know what you think of it, and if you've seen those other movies and stuff, let us know what you thought of all them, and do you think this movie is in good hands and is going in the right direction? Do let me know. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Cheers. Catch you in the next one.